I'm back with another video, and in today's video, based on the request that you guys been asking, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to do your own service and cleaning or maintenance for your old Xbox 360 models. And in this video I'm going to take you step by step how to take it apart. Number one, we want to remove the hard drive. If you have an extra hard drive, just push it down and lift up the hard drive, slide it front, and it should come out pretty easy. That's the hard drive. Next, we need to remove the front cover panel. By removing it, on this side where you have the USB port on this corner, you're gonna see a tiny little gap for fingernails. So you want to put your fingers right there, and you want to pull it towards the front, and the cover will come out pretty easy. So that's the face cover right there. Once you got that in, now we will need to remove this top part. This one here has a tiny holes here. If you look through the gap, there's a one here, one right here, and one right at the back. So what you need to do is to grab a pointy screwdriver, something like that, and while I'm holding it up this way slowly, I'm gonna press it right. You see this filled up holes right here on the bottom hole? Right here, I'm gonna push it down. There's a tiny plastic, it's gonna let go. Next one right over here, and the last one, I'm just gonna see if I can do it right now. There you go. So once we got this side loosened up, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Again, pull it out. One, it was right here between these two holes. One is right over here beside this filled one, and one should be right at the back. So these are the ones that you're trying to push down so you lose up this clip. So remove this side, and to remove this end, all you need to do is put your finger here and push this side upward. What do you do? Just grab this one, put it, stick it to one side, and just pretty much doing this on the underneath here, underneath that hole right there. Same thing in here, stick it right there, and just working around, it will come out. Once you have the front, you want to push it upward. Again, there's a tiny lock right there, and one lock at the back. Same thing, two locks on the other side. This one just popped open. That one right there, and one right at the bottom cover right there. And then we lose up this one too. So when we stick it right through here, we're just pretty much helping it to do this. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to reach that one over there. All right, now that we removed these two right there, we're gonna put some stuff in the front cover, the warranty label. You're gonna just trace this one or remove this cover plastic right here. So the warranty labels, and there's gonna be a clip right here. So we're gonna lift up this clip right here, and the last one, and the one right at the back. So while I'm lifting up, I'm just pushing apart. Same thing for this one. While I'm pushing apart, again, while I'm just pushing it apart. Now it is loose up. I'm just gonna bring it, overlap them, so it won't go back down into place. Now we're gonna work in the back side. On the back end, you can do this one manually with a pointy screwdriver, or you can just, and if you can still find one of these keys are meant to opening the Xbox keys. But pretty much the lock system in here, it works right with the same holes right here. You just put them in there, just press down, and the locks come out. But let's say that you don't have this one here and you don't want to purchase it. Simply, we're gonna start from these two ends. What we're gonna do, we're gonna point it, I'm pushing them apart with my finger right there. With this finger, I'm just pushing it away, pointing it down, and there we go. Once I got that one in there, I'm gonna do this one, that one, that one, that one, and the last one. Now I can actually pull them apart. I can set it down and lift up this cover. There we go. So let's put all this to one side. Now actually I can flip it over, And before we remove the top cover, we need to remove the switch, this switch right here. So lift it up. Make sure you lift up evenly. That's the eject button. Now we're gonna flip it off upside down. We're gonna grab our torque screwdriver. I use the UFIXTEK tool set. And these are really toughened screws. So we're gonna use the torque number, I believe number 10. Yeah, torque number 10. But I think this one should do it too. Yeah, let's grab torque number 10. We're gonna eventually remove all the screws, but for now, let's take it and remove these big round ones here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's go remove these ones only for now. They are really long screws, so they should be all of them long ones. These screws are holding the other cover on the other side. So once we remove all this, we can flip it upside down and we can just pull up this front cover, just lift it up. It comes out with this plate right here. And down here, you might have a different heatsink, this with a pipe or pure aluminum, so it doesn't matter. Now down here, we're gonna grab the DVD drive and lift it up, and we're gonna disconnect the SATA cable just by pulling it upward. The power, just put it out. It only goes in one way, so that's your DVD optical drive. You no need to open this one. And to remove this heatsink, just lift it up. If it's not coming up, you need to stick pocketing in there and just lift it up from there. So, and lift up evenly. So that's the clip right there that holds it from the fan. You can go ahead and clean up this one. Look at the dust that is built in there. Now, to remove the fan, first you need to pull up the jack. If you have an HDMI version, this one is with an HDMI version, the fan comes with this kind of jack. If you have the other version, the fan jack is like a different type. So pretty much they're both the same, you just have to pull them up. And to remove the fan, stick the screwdriver or flat one in here. And pretty much what you need to do is to lift up this cover a little bit. So these hooks right here, they get loosened up. And you want to slide the fan towards yourself, the top part, and then bring it out in 45-degree angle. You can go ahead and clean up this fan. Once you got it to there, now we're gonna remove the front plate. So by removing this cover right here, so lift up the cover, remove the 3 screws right there. Those are the Phillips number 5, I believe. No, a little thicker. Yep, these are the. So we're gonna use a torque number 8, and we're gonna remove these 3 screws. These are really hard screws sometimes because once you remove these screws, just simply grab it from here, from this contact here, and pull it out because the contact is right there. So if you try to pull it from here, you're gonna break the board. Grab it from here and pull it out. It's like a USB type jack. All right, there's nothing else we can do down here. So we're gonna flip it upside down and we're gonna remove the black screws right on the X clamps of the CPU and GPU right here first. Those are the same screws as the sync button. All right, next, we wanna switch back to torque number 10. We want to remove all the rest of the screws in here. These are the short ones. Doesn't matter the colors they have. They're all the same. Now, when you lift it up, put your hand underneath because it's going to just fall off. So lift it up. Now, you want to lift up the front end first, upward. And bring it up. And then slide it towards the front. Grab the bottom tray and go ahead and clean it up if you want to. In this video, I'm just going to open it up and repaste. I'm not going to do the whole cleaning because this is not a client. This one I found it in the warehouse. All right, now we need to remove these two heat sinks. To remove them, simply you want to flip it upside down, and we're gonna remove these hooks. To remove the hooks at home with your flat screwdriver, not a pointy one, you want to stick it right on the bottom of the hook right there, right on the side, and then you just want to rotate like that, and it should let go and loose up. Do the same opposite side. Just work it around. It's giving you trouble, grab a flat screwdriver, put it right in here, and just try to, pretty much I'm trying to push it towards the other one here. Just pushing it out, and it helps out a lot for removing it. And then rest too just comes out. So pretty much there are tiny hooks that they go around them. Lift that one up. This one I'm gonna just try to do with this one. I'm putting it in here. I'm gonna push it towards the other one. Let's go ahead and remove the heatsink for this one so it just comes out. So I'm gonna push it towards the other one. Then back and forward a little bit so it just loosens it up nicely. And then I can help it with my hand to pull it out. We'll stick this one underneath at the back. And while I'm helping it out, there it comes out. Now I'm gonna do the other way around. I'm gonna push it toward this one. I don't want to curve the CPU, the motherboard. Just gonna leave it like that. And there we go. Now we're gonna do the other one. There we go. And there we have those two hooks. We're gonna flip it upside down. We have the heatsink for the CPU. And this one is really toasted right on top. So what we can do here, gently, don't stick it all the way in, stick a little bit in, and just do a little, lift it up a little bit, and it will loosen up. So this thermal paste is hardened as a concrete. You don't need to remove the thermal paste around the die, you just need to clean on the top of it. And we're gonna do that by grabbing some of the work towel here with a workshop towel. And we're gonna grab an alcohol, 95% isopropylic alcohol, and we're gonna soak it in there. And we're just gonna rub right on the CPU die. There are two dies on the CPU. And make sure you clean it nicely. You can use a plastic pick to just rub on top. It won't damage the crystal, or even clean up around it if you want to. Depends. Watch out for the tiny capacitors that it has. But you don't need to clean up on the sides, just clean up the whole. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna do the same thing for the CPU. This alcohol is not conductive, so don't worry about it. You can grab a toothbrush and clean the whole component around it. So I'm gonna put some alcohol in there and then rub on the glass. It makes the process much faster. You take your time doing it. For the sake of the video, I'm just rushing it right now. You want to take your time cleaning up the die on a CPU and GPU and use a toothbrush. Don't worry about it, just take it outside and clean up the whole motherboard and even the capacitors in here. I'm just gonna fast forward this part. I'm gonna clean up these two heatsink. To clean up this heatsink, again, you need to apply lots of alcohol, soak it in there. Don't put the towel because the towel is just gonna absorb the alcohol. Use a guitar pick, it just blends it easy. That's why it's good to do your repaste often, so you prevent all these concretes. You can do a better job than me, obviously. I'm just doing for the sake of the video. Now, once you clean it up, you cleaned up your motherboard, grab your favorite thermal paste. I'm gonna use an Arctic MX4. Tiny drop on the GPU die on the both of them, and tiny drop line on the CPU right there. Now this part is very important. Remember, this extra space has to be towards the VRAM, not towards here, otherwise it's not gonna sit down the other side. See this white box right here? So it has to be right in there. So place the GPU. Once you place it in, you want to hold it down with your hand upside down, and you're not letting it go. I'm still holding it on the other side. You want to grab this one, you want to hook it down on this side. Make sure it's nicely hooked down, bring it over, and I'm gonna press down on both sides with my thumb on this side and on this side, and it's gonna click in. And same thing with this one, just press it down real hard. I'll press the other side down and then go back to this side. There you go. Once you hook them down inside there, now we can go ahead and put this one. Make sure this one you have to put it on this side. Don't put it this way down because of the airflow. You need the airflow going towards the fan. Once you set it down there, I'm not letting the motherboard move around. Hook that side in, doesn't matter which side you start with. Align it and then push it down straight. Sometimes the hooks stay open. If they stay open too much, grab a little pliers and then just close down just press down a little bit on the side, and that will help them to lock down. If he's not grabbing it too hard, don't worry, just leave it down and then push it towards the other side, and that will keep them hooked in. All right, now that we got repaste, we're gonna grab the bottom case, the tray. We're gonna put down the fan side in, the back side down on 45-degree angle. Set it down all the way in. Make sure it's sitting down flush. This side has to be at the same level. Grab the fan that you actually clean, unlike mine. Connect the fan cable first. It makes life a whole lot easier. It only goes in one way. Now we're gonna hook up these tiny clips here. So we're gonna move it down in 45-degree angle. So leave it in 45-degree, and then we're just gonna push it down, squeeze it away so it clicks down in there. Grab the cover, the pathway for the heatsink, and this is what I was talking about. If you put the heatsink the other way around, the air is not gonna travel through. So that's very important. Now, grab the DVD drive, plug in the jack. It only goes in one way. So grab it straight and push it down. Grab the SATA cable, push it down, align it, and sits there nicely, snugly. Now, if we finished here, we're gonna actually grab the front contact. Actually, it goes all the way in. Put this one down. Let's go ahead and put the 3 screws for the front panel first. It's easier to put it back together this way. Change it back again to Phillips. Phillips port number 8. And grab this cover. Place the cover on. This tiny hinge loop, it has to be facing this way, otherwise it will not go through. There's an arrow, it says up. Once we finish here, we're gonna grab the metal cover, and we are gonna place it straight over, bring it down, align it. Make sure this metal stay on the outside. Right here. Now we're gonna flip it upside down simply. We're gonna put the black screws in the middle. These ones are gonna hold the X clamp that we placed in so they don't jump out. Now we're not gonna use this anymore. We're gonna grab a torque number 10. We're gonna put the short screws by the by the hard drive. 3 in the front row. You can grab a permanent marker or magic marker and just mark them short, long screws, so that way you know where they go. So there's a 3 right in the front under the DVD, 2 on the hard drive, 2 back by the video cable, video contact, and 2 by the power contact. And next thing is to put down the long screws that goes right holding the other cover on the other side. Once we finish with that, we're gonna grab the eject button. We're gonna align it right there, and we're gonna push it down in the hook, and that should keep it in place. Also, there's this thing that in here, if it's not aligned in there, we're gonna open up. This is very common error that happens. This plastic right here, the rail has to be on the other side of this metal, so it has to be on this side. So we're gonna loosen up this side, and we're gonna lift up. Make sure this one stays on the other side, just like that. You see, this one has to be just like that. Otherwise, the eject button is not gonna work very well. I'm glad this happened, so you guys know. So we're gonna place it in there and align it. Now it's actually clicking. All right, and next step is to grab the bottom cover, bring it over, align it on top, squeeze the back down, and just squeezing it down, make sure it just clicks in the front, it clicks in. Now you're gonna grab where they have the external hard drive, you're gonna place it right on top, straight, and push it down. And the other end, same thing. This notch that it has in the front has been facing the front of the console. Press it down and grab the front plate and just squeeze it down, and that's it. And the hard drive, as always, butt down first, so put the back end, slide it underneath, and then you have to lift it up a little bit. There you go. Put the back side and then squeeze it down. And that's how you open up and repaste your Xbox 360 fat versions. I hope you guys liked this video and helped you guys out. And if it did, please click that like button. If you have any question or request, feel free to ask me in a video comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.